Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to part 6 of my garden office. Today we're putting the roof on and we're laying a floor. To start the roof, we've placed the ridge beam across the roof space. Then we need to cut the common rafters at the end to size. Here you can see the ridge beam and how we've trimmed the blocks of the wall to the angle at which the roof will sit. Here you can see each rafter has a bird's mouth cutout, so it sits on the top plate of the wall. Then sections of beam have been put between the rafters above the wall to support insulation blocks later. You can also see there are rafters on either side of each end wall. The spacing between rafters is about 40 centimetres, however this doesn't have to be too exact as we're fitting a warm roof. If you only fit insulation between the rafters, you can see thermal bridging, where heat escapes through the uninsulated rafters to the roof surface. This is known as a cold roof. In contrast, a warm roof construction has the insulation laying across the tops of the rafters, avoiding any thermal bridging. While being more thermally efficient, the roof will also be thicker, so it's usually only used for pitched roofs. To prepare for the insulation, the ends of the rafters are trimmed to length, then a supporting trough is added to the ends. Then the 100mm thick insulation sheets can be fed up to sit across the rafters. Once these are in place, the cladding can go on top. This is 16mm thick 5-layer marine plywood, which is both strong and weather resistant, and as grade BB has relatively blemish-free surface. This is fixed to the rafters by screwing through the insulation. Inside the roof, sections of insulation are added to the edge beams and under the ridge joints. The roof is then ready for its rubber coat. The material is EPDM, ethylene propylene diene monomer, a type of synthetic rubber. There's a sheet for each side of the pitch with an overlap along the top of the ridge. These sheets are allowed to rest on the roof to prevent overstretching. Most of the bonding is performed with a water-based deck adhesive which is rolled onto the plywood. A space is left around the edge for the final contact adhesive. Using the deck adhesive ensures a flat finish which won't ever ruck up or fold. The rubber is swept to make sure there are no air bubbles, a bit like when you put a screen protector on your phone. When the sheets are set, the overlap along the ridge can be set with a rubber primer that forms a fully watertight seal between the sheets. At each end of the roof, fascia boards are fitted to the common rafters. The edge of the sheet is bonded with primer to the cladding, then folded over the edge. An edging strip is added. This has a foam seal to prevent water flowing over the edge. The strip is simply nailed on with finish nails. Along the run of the roof, a fascia board is screwed into place. A drip batten is added to push the edge of the roof out slightly to make sure the water runoff goes into the gutter and not down the wall. Again, rubber primer is used to bond the sheet to the batten. An outer drip panel is then added and any excess rubber sheet is trimmed away. The gutter can then be fitted beneath the overhang of the drip batten. For the moment, this has a temporary downfitting, directing rainwater away from the walls. Inside the office, it's time to set the floors. The same 100mm insulation boards we used on walls and roof have been laid on top of a waterproof membrane. Next, a thick layer of screed is laid down. This is a quite dry mix of 1 part cement to 3 parts of sharp sand with added nylon fibres as a strengthening agent. Once laid and compacted, it needs a couple of days to set. If you forget to block off any entrances, you too might get an overnight visit from local wildlife here, probably a fox, leaving their marks on the floor. Well, we were going to fill in the gaps left by the removing of the forms anyway, so these extra footprints aren't much of an issue. And finally, for our office at least, there's a small concrete platform to build outside to support the air conditioning exterior unit. So there we go. I hope you found it useful and I hope you enjoyed it. Do check out the rest of the series. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.